Hey guys, welcome to tonight's video, which I think you guys are going to enjoy for two reasons. One, because it's a super creepy and very interesting alien abduction story. And two, it's in collaboration with a channel that I have grown to love very quickly here on YouTube. So like I said, this video is in collaboration with another channel here on YouTube, and you guys, honestly, I have grown to love their channel so quickly. The name of their channel is called The Strangest, and you can just tell that they put a lot of time, thought, and effort into every one of their videos. And I think you guys will really enjoy their videos too, because they talk about a lot of really cool topics. They've talked about different haunted locations, they've talked about unsolved mysteries, Slender Man, Loch Ness Monster, just a lot of fascinating stuff. Since our channels are collaborating tonight, we are both going to be telling two different alien abduction experiences, and they are quite interesting. Tonight I'm going to be talking about Jesse Long and his experiences, and they're going to be talking about Robert Taylor, and you guys are definitely going to want to check out that video because I got to preview a little bit of it and it is good, and Robert's story is so interesting. So when you finish with my video, please go check out their channel, make sure and subscribe, let them know that I sent you, and now let's talk about Jesse Long. So when Jesse was about 5 years old, he had his first abduction experience.
Above the hill behind our house, we came upon what appeared to be a roundhouse under construction. And one man, a taller looking figure, he had a long rod in his hand. A light was emitted from it and we were paralyzed.
Now, like most alien abduction victims, he didn't remember what happened to him until many years later. With alien abduction victims, sometimes their memories will resurface on their own, but a lot of them remember their encounters through hypnosis. And this is what happened to Jesse. He didn't remember anything until he underwent hypnosis.
What you are seeing is actual footage of Jesse undergoing hypnotic regression.
You will not be able to...
I remembered being taken into the craft, taken into one room. I was placed on a very cold, flat table. My brother was separated and he was taken into another room. They were doing something down to my legs. I could feel them poking and prodding around my legs.
According to Jesse, his abductors inserted a small item, an alien implant, into his left shin.
Now, Jesse's encounters weren't limited to that one time as a child. He was abducted many times throughout his life. And once he reached sexual maturity, a lot of his abductions revolved around his reproductive system. Now, it wasn't until 1990 when he had another experience that he found out why they were taking all these samples from his reproductive system. He was driving to New Orleans in 1990 when he was abducted again, and this abduction was different than the rest of them. Once on board the ship, Jesse was presented with a baby, and the aliens told him that this baby was his. And not just the one. 9 other children walked into the room, and he was told that these were all of his children.
I was presented with a baby. I was told, "This is your child."
What happened then?
And there were 9 other children standing along the wall. They all looked at me, and I could see, yes, they were mine. Each of the children who were standing along the wall walked up to me lying on the table, and they each touched my hand as they walked by and looked me straight in the eyes. And they walked on out of the room. And the message I was getting from them was, "We're okay. Thank you."
So after years of being experimented on and probed and prodded, Jesse is now presented with 10 alien human hybrid children. I mean, that's just crazy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being abducted and then being told that you have 10 hybrid children? Now, if you remember back during his first abduction, he says that they implanted something into his left shin. Well, in 1991, he actually had surgery to have the object removed. The surgeon went in, removed the object, which looked like a piece of glass, but the things that the doctors said about the object after studying it are just remarkable.
This is the object that was in my leg. And unfortunately, during the initial test that was done on it, it was broken into 2 pieces. But that allowed us to look at the inside.
Some have dismissed the object as simply a shard of glass. But when it was analyzed at Southwest Research Institute, a materials analysis facility in Texas, the conclusions suggested a greater mystery. According to the lab's report, the object revealed a very remarkable composition and exhibited unique surface characteristics that cannot be explained, and that the questions outnumber the answers.
So basically the doctors are saying they don't know what this foreign object is that was in his body. So now Jesse has 10 alien human hybrid children. He's had an object removed from his leg, which doctors cannot explain, and things get weirder. Now in 1994, Jesse is attending a UFO conference on Coronado Island off of San Diego. After the conference, a number of attendees start to compare notes, and they notice that something is strange. They start to piece together the different physical evidence along with some of the missing time, and they come to the conclusion that they had a mass abduction during the conference. The way that they were able to piece this together is one of the attendees there remembered seeing a bright light, and then he woke up the next morning and had blood on his pillow. And there was a lady there, and she had a scar on her leg very similar to Jesse's after the conference. And other people remember being taken aboard a big silver craft. So they were able to piece together all this evidence and come up with a conclusion that they were abducted again during this conference. So this is why I thought his story was just so incredibly fascinating. I mean, he has these alien hybrid children. He's been in a mass abduction, and he also had an implant which was removed, which doctors cannot explain. I mean, can you imagine if you just had one of these experiences happen to you, where you were abducted once, or if you were presented with alien hybrid children, or you were part of a mass abduction? How do you deal with that? How do you handle it? I want to mention too that the lady that had the implant in her leg after the mass abduction, she had it removed, and the doctors found traces of nanotechnology within the implant. So it's, you know, like things like that, the actual evidence, the traceable evidence, things that are removed from people, that's what makes me truly believe that these abductions are happening and that they're real. What do you guys think of Jesse Long and his story? How would you explain his experiences and explain doctors removing that object from his leg and not knowing what it is? For me, this is truly one of my favorite alien abduction cases that I have read about. I love the ones that present evidence like this one did, and I just think it's so unique. Remember that this video is in collaboration with The Strangest, and they are doing another story of an alien abduction victim, so please go check out their video now. Make sure and subscribe. The link to their channel is in the description box below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one.